I'm going to show you what good debt is. Or more specifically, I'm going to show you how debt can increase the return on an investment, which would make it good. So right here we have a few assumptions. $10,000 investment at a growth rate of 7%, so something like the S&P 500. The value in a year is $10,700. Let's also assume that you could acquire financing at 3.875% over a 36-month term. I got three scenarios here. Scenario one, you just buy this thing, it's $10,000 asset with cash outright. In month zero, I got a timeline here, month zero, you come out of pocket $10,000. You hold it for the next 11 months, and then you sell this asset in 12 months, $10,722.90. The reason it's different than this initial assumption of $10,700 is because I have it compounding at 7% monthly rather than annually. Anyways, the return on investment in this situation is 7%, exactly the growth rate. All right, let's assume scenario two now, where the cost of financing is still 3.875%. You finance half of the purchase of this asset. It's a 36-month term. Your debt, your loan. So your first month you come out of pocket $5,000 instead of $10,000. And then you've got to service this debt every month until you sell this asset and pay off your debt in month 12. You come out of pocket $5,000. Then your net cash in pocket in 12 months is $7,178. What does this do? This brings your return on investment up 9%. Here's the key to why that happens. Your total cash out of pocket is 66% of what it was in scenario one. You're saving 33% cash compared to scenario one. The cash coming in is 77% of what it was in scenario one. Because you had to service debt, you had to pay interest. Less cash went out and less cash came in, but there was less of a drop in the cash in than there was a drop in the cash out. That leverages your return on investment from 7% to 9%, just because of the way the cash flows worked out. Let's make it a little bit more apples to apples. Scenario three, where you come out $10,000. You finance a $15,000, same asset, but you buy more of it, $15,104. You finance half of it. So you come out of pocket in month zero, $7,502, and then you make payments until month 12, where you pay off the debt and sell the asset. You get $10,841 in your pocket. Your total cash out of pocket, including upfront and then the monthly payment, is $10,000, just like buying the asset cash. So you're 100% same cash out of pocket, just over a different timeline. Instead of all up front, it's part of it up front, most of it up front, and then you make monthly payments on the debt. The cash in is 116% of what it is in scenario one, the all cash scenario. Right? You were able to buy more because you introduced debt, so therefore you're able to cash out more. Once again, 100% same cash out, right? But over a longer timeline, and more money comes in because of using the debt. And again, here the return on investment is 9%. This is an example of good debt, and this remains true in a lot of situations where the cost of financing is less than the growth rate, right? If we go 5% on the growth rate, 5% on the cost of financing, now it's the same. Right, your return on investment is 5% in all three scenarios. Let's say that the cost of financing is more than your growth rate. Now your return on investment is actually diluted. It gets worse. So you certainly need to heavily evaluate, scrutinize the investment that you plan to finance with debt and consider all the risks. But there are certainly situations where it seems pretty clear and apparent that you're probably going to earn more money in terms of a growth rate on an asset then you're going to spend in interest and cost of financing. Nonetheless, put down the numbers on a cash flow chart. That's the best way to evaluate any investment. Another thing to consider too is just the term of the debt. We got a 10% growth rate and the cost of financing is 5% over a 12-month term. 10% in the all cash situation, 12% return on investment when you're using financing in this hypothetical world where you only invest in something for a year and the debt is also the same exact term of your investment horizon. Let's go 36 months. That just bumped our return on investment up by 1%. Now we're at 13 because we've lengthened the term, which means our cash out of pocket from month to month is less because we're servicing a 3-month term instead of a 1-year term. The longer the term of the debt, the higher, like I just went 30 years, okay? That bumped us up to 15%. So the longer the term of the debt, that you're using to buy the asset, that also tends to increase your return on investment by reducing your cash outflows. So that's good debt. What's bad debt? Buying shoes or other things that you really don't need with credit cards, things like that. That's what you need to distinguish when you're talking about debt. There's people out there that just think it's always bad and pay off debt right away as soon as you can. And really, if you use it right, you can use it to increase your wealth.